What if I told you that the real reason most people never become wealthy has nothing to do with luck, connections, or even income? What if the biggest wealth secrets are not hidden in books, courses, or business schools, but in small, daily habits that rich people quietly practice without talking about them? Today, we're going to uncover the wealth habits rich people never talk about. And some of them might completely change how you see money, success, and your own future. Before we go deeper, if you truly want to level up your financial mindset and build real wealth, take 1 second right now to like this video and subscribe to I with Iftikhar. It helps the channel grow and allows us to bring you more powerful content about money, psychology, and financial freedom. Now let's get into the real truth. Most people think rich people wake up thinking about luxury cars, big houses, and fancy vacations. But the truth is very different. The wealthy are not obsessed with spending money. They are obsessed with controlling it. That is the first habit they never talk about openly. Control. Not in a strict or fearful way, but in a calm and intentional way. Let me explain with a simple story. Imagine two people earning the same amount of money. One person upgrades their lifestyle every time they get a raise, bigger house, better car, more expensive habits. The other person increases investments first and lifestyle second. 10 years later, their lives look completely different. The second person has assets, options, and freedom. The first person has pressure and bills. The income was the same. The habits were not. Rich people understand something most people ignore. Income does not create wealth. Ownership does. They focus on owning assets that grow over time. Businesses, stocks, real estate, intellectual property. Even when they spend, they often spend in ways that increase their long-term value. Another habit they rarely talk about is delayed gratification. This sounds simple, but it is powerful. Wealthy individuals are very comfortable waiting. They do not need immediate rewards to feel successful. They invest money today knowing the real results might appear years later. They start businesses that may struggle in the beginning. They learn skills that do not pay instantly. They are patient in a world that wants everything now. Most people want quick results, quick money, quick success. But rich people build systems. Systems take time, but once they work, they create consistent results. That patience becomes their advantage. There is also a hidden emotional habit. Wealthy people are less emotional about money decisions. They do not panic when markets drop. They do not overspend to impress others. They do not make major financial decisions based on mood. They think long-term. They ask, will this decision help me 5 years from now? That single question filters out many bad choices. Now here is something interesting. Rich people protect their time more than their money. Most people think money is the most valuable resource. But wealthy individuals understand time is limited. They delegate tasks. They outsource. They automate. They pay for convenience if it allows them to focus on higher value activities. They see time as the real asset. Think about this. If someone earns $100 per hour and spends 2 hours doing a task they could outsource for $50, they are not saving money. They are losing opportunity. Wealthy people think in opportunity cost. Every decision is measured against what they could be doing instead. Another habit that often surprises people is quiet learning. Rich people are constant learners, but they do not show it off. They read consistently. They listen to podcasts. They study industries. They observe trends. They ask questions. They invest in mentors. But they rarely announce it publicly. Growth for them is private and strategic. Most people only learn when they have to. Wealthy people learn before they need to. That preparation keeps them ahead. There is also a powerful mindset shift. Rich people do not focus on saving money alone. They focus on increasing value. Instead of asking, how can I cut this cost? They ask, how can I increase my income? Instead of arguing over small expenses, they work on building skills, networks, and businesses that multiply earnings. They understand that cutting expenses has limits, but increasing value has no ceiling. Networking is another habit they rarely describe honestly. It is not about collecting business cards. It is about building genuine relationships. Wealthy people connect with people who think bigger, move smarter, and act faster. They protect their environment. They spend time around ambitious individuals. They understand that your circle influences your standards. If everyone around you complains about money, you will think small. If everyone around you talks about investments, growth, and opportunity, your mindset expands. Let's talk about risk. Most people believe rich people are extreme risk takers. That is not fully true. They take calculated risks, they study, they analyze, they prepare, then they act. They are not reckless. They are strategic. They understand that avoiding all risk is actually the biggest risk of all. Staying comfortable can be more dangerous than trying something new. Another quiet wealth habit is emotional discipline. Wealthy people experience fear and doubt like everyone else. The difference is they do not let those emotions control long-term decisions. They may feel nervous before investing, they may feel uncertain before launching a project, but they move forward anyway because they trust their preparation. Here's something most people never realize. Rich people often live below their means, especially in the early stages. The flashy lifestyle you see online is usually the result of years of discipline. Many self-made millionaires spent years driving normal cars and living in modest homes, while their investments grew quietly in the background. They understand the power of compounding, not just in money, but in habits. Small investments repeated consistently over time create massive results. Small improvements in skills compound into higher opportunities. Small networking efforts compound into major partnerships. At I with Iftikhar, we focus a lot on mindset because habits start in the mind. Wealth is not an event, it is a pattern. It is daily decisions repeated consistently. There is also a habit of clarity. Wealthy individuals are clear about their goals. They know their numbers. They know how much they earn, how much they spend, how much they invest. They review their finances regularly. They do not avoid looking at bank accounts out of fear. They face reality directly. Clarity creates control. Control creates confidence. Another hidden habit is saying no. Rich people say no more often than they say yes. They say no to bad deals, no to distractions, no to projects that do not align with their long-term vision. That focus protects their energy. Most people say yes too often and then feel overwhelmed. Let's also talk about long-term thinking. Wealthy individuals think in decades, not months. When they start something, they imagine where it could be in 10 years. This long vision changes how they act today. They are less reactive and more strategic. And here is one of the most powerful habits. They invest in themselves first. Courses, coaching, health, mindset, skills. They understand that their knowledge and energy produce income. Improving themselves increases future earning potential. Many people see self-education as an expense. Rich people see it as an investment. They also track results, not obsessively, but intentionally. They measure growth. They analyze what works. They adjust quickly. They treat wealth building like a serious project, not a hobby. Another quiet truth is that wealthy people are comfortable being misunderstood. When you invest instead of spending, some people may call you cheap. When you work on a business instead of partying, some may call you boring. When you say no to unnecessary expenses, some may not understand. But rich people accept temporary discomfort for long-term freedom. Freedom is their real goal, not just money. Money is a tool. Freedom of time, freedom of choice, freedom from stress. That is why their habits look different from the average person. Now let me ask you something. If you repeated your current financial habits for the next 10 years, where would you end up? That question is powerful, because habits decide direction more than motivation ever will. The good news is this: wealth habits are learnable. You do not need to be born rich. You do not need a special background. You need awareness and discipline. Start small. Automate one investment. Track one expense category. Read 10 pages a day. Connect with one ambitious person each month. Small changes compound. And remember, rich people rarely talk about these habits because they are simple, they are not flashy, they do not sell drama, but they work. If this video made you think differently about money, I would love to hear from you. Which habit do you feel you need to improve the most? Patience? Investing? Saying no? Comment below and share your thoughts. Your experience might inspire someone else reading. And if you believe this message could help a friend who is serious about building wealth, share this video with them. Sometimes the right idea at the right time can change someone's financial future. Thank you for spending your time here with me. Keep building smart habits, keep thinking long-term, and stay committed to your growth. This is I with Iftikhar, and I will see you in the next video.